If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, it is The Conway Show. All right, it's Friday. We've had a rough week. The weather was hot. There's no water in the valley, in the North Valley, and we have the fire still burning, the canyon fire. So it's been a long week. But let me just take some time to tell you what happened on this program yesterday. And this might take a little bit of time to explain to everybody what happened here at the station. Maybe you've read about it. But our own Foosh, he has been our board op and our producer for, 3 years, 4 years, maybe going on 4 years. And he didn't show up yesterday to work. He also didn't call or text anybody. And he runs the board. And so without him, this is what the show would sound like. Some may say that's not bad for 3 hours. So he didn't show up, and we were worried to death, worried sick about where he was or what he was doing. What happened to him.
Tried calling. Everybody tried calling, went right to voicemail.
Eric stayed late, the producer board op for the John Colbelt show, and that was very cool of him. And Bellio was on the phone, and I said, Bellio, I want to talk about it and maybe ask the audience if they've seen him. And she said, no, you can't do that. What if his mom is listening or his dad is listening and they would panic? And please don't do that. I said, okay. So we spent.
Point.
Yeah,
Sharon.
Sharon saved us. So we had 3 hours of trying to do the show and not letting on that all of us were worried to death about this guy, and that's very difficult to do. I was exhausted yesterday because during the commercial breaks, we're constantly calling him, trying to get a hold of. We didn't have his address. We didn't have a phone number other than his.
Yeah, his emergency contact number was his.
That's right. He put down his mom as his emergency contact and then put his phone number in it. So not a lot of history with the reason why we have emergency cards and emergency contacts. So we waited, and we didn't hear from him. Robin came in yesterday around 4:30 or 5 to relieve Eric, and I knew something was wrong. This guy missed Hot Dog Day.
Yeah. Right.
Hot Dog Day.
Right.
The last time we had Hot Dog Day, he had 11. 11 hot dogs. It wasn't a challenge.
No.
It wasn't a
dare.
It wasn't a contest. He just casually ate 11 hot dogs. Guy loves the dogs. And so we were worried sick about this guy. So the program ends at 7 o'clock. I go home, hang with my daughter for a little bit, and then I got to go find this guy. So I get in the car. I know about where he lives in Hawthorne. And we have 2 addresses on him. And I called Bellio on the way down. I said, Bellio, you've got to help me out here. And she said, I'm on it. And I said, I need an address on him, and I need a couple of phone numbers, mom and dad's phone number. And she said, okay. She calls me back in 5 minutes.
She did some unbelievable digging.
5 minutes. This one should be the replacement if Alan Hamilton with the LAPD ever retires. This is a detective.
And we don't want to say how she did it because who knows how questionable her methods were.
They're very questionable. But she got into some system and figured out, the mom's name, Barbara, Ed, the father's name, where they lived, the history of property, what they've owned. And she gave me 3 addresses and 2 phone numbers. I'm like, man, this woman is great. If I'm ever missing, you call Bellio.
Yeah.
Get her on the case. So I showed up in Hawthorne. Not the best part of Hawthorne. Or maybe I got caught up in the crazy part of Hawthorne.
Little sketch?
Yeah, a couple of guys smoking weed on the corner. And I walked by with a flashlight. So I look like, the most...
This lily white guy with a flashlight. Hey, fellas.
Right. Hey, fellas, what are you doing? Smoking weed.
What's going on?
Oh, that smells like good ganja. They still use that term ganja? Is that Thai stick you're smoking?
Are you smoking a doobie?
Is that shake? Is that do they still call it a dime bag?
Watch
is that a
for
lid?
the seeds.
Yeah, what kind is that's not that Mexican shake that we used to buy in the 70s, is it, fellas? I gotta go.
Gots to go.
It smells like seedless. Is it seedless? It smells good.
When you hear the pop, run.
So I walked by those two lads. They didn't follow me, but they did with their eyes. You know, they looked at me the whole
Felt
time.
a little warm in your backside.
So I walked by a liquor store and I go in because I needed some water. I didn't bring any with me like an idiot. And inside that liquor store in Hawthorne, another liquor store. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it's like a low-end liquor store and then a high-end liquor store within the liquor store. There's a lot of liquor stores in Hawthorne. A lot of them.
He doubled up in the store.
That's right. And so I find the dad's house or what I thought was his house. And then there's like an alley to drive down. Really dark, really spooky. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. I drive down the alley and it dead ends. Now I got to turn my car around. I got to do like a 17-point turn to get out of there. Bam, 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 bam. I finally get out of there. And then I walk up to his address, the address that Bellio gave me, and it's all dark. All the lights are out. The TV's on. And the window's open. And I'm like, oh, this is bad news. This is bad news. I called Petros because Petros lives in that area. And I said, hey, Petros, I'm here in Hawthorne. He goes, oh, you got to get out of Hawthorne. You got to come by. Pick me up. I'll go with you. I said, no, I don't have time to do that. But I appreciate it. By the way, of all the people in this building, Petros was the most terrified that something bad has happened.
He was the only one yesterday that really seemed concerned.
Yes, more than anybody.
Like truly, like he was audibly concerned.
That's right. And then he said, oh, he goes, buddy, this happened to a friend's father. I'm sorry. Steph Foosh was a great guy. I'm like, wait, hold on one sec. Wait, whoa. We haven't found him yet. He goes, oh, I've just got some bad vibes. I know it's going to shake down. I said, no. Let's keep positive thoughts. So Bellio gets a hold of Ed, who is Steph Foosh's dad, and says, here's a third address to go to. So I go to this third address, and there's Ed and there's two other guys. There's the maintenance guy there, and there's a neighbor. And so I'm talking to them, and I still have my flashlight. I look like an undercover cop who's not really undercover. And so I said, hey, can we open Steph Foosh's apartment and I can go in and look to see if he's in there? And
wellness check.
Yeah, exactly. And the maintenance guy's like, well, we don't really do that. And Ed, the father, goes, I own that building. Open that door.
This is no longer a question or a request.
Right. Door pops open, go in. His keys are gone. His car's gone. His wallet's not there, and his cell phone's not there.
So you're kind of like,
and I don't know what's going on. So the neighbor said at 2:00 he waved goodbye to him as he was leaving for work.
All right.
And I said, okay, that's a positive.
Again,
that's
good,
a positive.
But
and Ed, his dad, was worried sick. He was very emotional. He's got a great father. That's a great family.
So up till that point, his dad had no idea.
No, his dad didn't know until Bellio called him at 8:30 that he was even missing.
So he called him before you got, or she called him before you got there. And,
right.
Okay.
And we met him at Steph Foosh's apartment,
Gotcha, okay.
and he was shaken. I mean, he was to his core. He didn't know what was going on with this guy. He talked a little bit about, how much he loves the radio station, and he wouldn't screw this up. Something's happened to him where he's not calling, and no one can get a hold of him. I said, okay, I'm going to call Burbank PD, LAPD. You take care of Hawthorne, and let's file a missing persons. And so I left there, and on my way back, I think it was on my way back or when I got home, they found him. He had a radical car accident where the 105 and the 110 meet. The 105 east to the northbound 110.
On the way in.
On the way to work. He hit, somebody cut him off or somebody hit him, and he hit the guardrail, and his car caught on fire and burned to the ground. And three guys, and we're going to try to find these three guys pulled him from that car and saved his life. And if you want to go on our social media, you can see the three guys very clearly who did this. And if they're KFI listeners or anybody can identify them, please call us. We'd love to thank them in the proper way. They may have saved this man's life.
Sure.
So Steph Foosh is in the hospital. He's banged up. He's alive. And the doctors did a remarkable job, but he was listed under John Doe because he didn't have ID with him, and maybe his license was in the car and the car had burned to the ground, so that wasn't useful. And I can't tell you how everybody here at the station rallied around to try to find this guy and try to, because he's family. We've known him for 4 years, and he's not the kind of guy that would just not show up to work and not call or text. And man, it was a big deal. If you want to see the accident, somebody recorded it, I think on TikTok.
Yes.
It was TikTok, right? Yeah. And it's on all our social media. So if you go any of our social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Conway Show.
We were. I was talking to Sharon.
It's an unbelievable video.
Yeah, I was talking to Sharon on the phone today, and she had gotten a little bit more info. And as we were talking to the phone, my daughter was in the car, and she just instantly got on her phone and she found that TikTok, and it was like,
really?
oh my God, where's? And so she forwarded it to Sharon, but Sharon was like, where'd you find that? She was like, TikTok, and I'm like, oh yes, of course.
How quickly did it take her to find that?
Not even 30 seconds.
Isn't that remarkable?
And crazy.
I mean, 20, 30 years ago, it may have never been on video.
Yeah.
Nobody
absolutely.
ever would have seen it. Now it's all on video. So Bellio was going to come in today. She was still shaken up about what happened. So I said, hey, take the day off, work from home, and get yourself a nice rest over the weekend. But Bellio has got the heart the size of the Hollywood sign.
Indeed.
Huge. And cares about all these kids that work here like they're her own kids. And it really says something about this woman. Sharon Bellio, if you ever get a chance to work with anybody like that, especially exactly like that, Sharon Bellio, she's the best.
I've always said Sharon Bellio is the heart of this station.
That's right, right. And you stole that from me. How about that?
Did I?
No, maybe not. But Sharon Bellio, an Atta girl. She gets an Atta girl. I'm not sure what more she wants. She probably wants something. But that's what she gets for now. A big old Atta girl.
Get us a Pellegrino.
Yeah, right. Maybe a Pellegrino. We are doing a GoFundMe for this guy because he's going to be in the hospital for quite some time. He was really banged up.
Yep.
So if you go to any of our social medias, you can jump on that. I think me going out looking for him is my contribution. So
like dollar.
Yep.
Put some zeros on that.
Yeah, I don't know what more I could have done. So I've funded the GoFundMe by going out and looking for this man. And so no, we'll contribute some money to him, but it's going to be a long recovery. This is a very sweet man, Foosh. He's a wonderful, unbelievable son to his father. His father has had some challenges physically, and man, Foosh is always right there to help him out. Always take him to the doctor, whatever he needs, an appointment, a specialist, whatever. That Foosh drops everything he in front of him when his dad calls. The greatest son ever.
And it's a great reminder for people of perspective of multiple things. Like as we said before, when you go to a job and you fill out the forms that they always need for HR and stuff, emergency contact, truly make it something. Take that seriously and use it as something exactly for something like this that could have happened because he was a John Doe. Yeah,
and he probably would have been today.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for Bellio and the dad and Barbara, his mom. Just unbelievable night.
I texted my daughter and I said, this is why, I'm a crazy parent and, just want to know that you're okay. I'm not looking to invade your life or know where you are at all times, but this is why. Your heart, like you've said, the second they're born, you never sleep a full night again.
Never, ever. And a buddy of mine, I ran into him at a pizza place last night on the way home. I was exhausted. I stopped at Joe's Pizza, and a buddy happened to be in the area, so he stopped by. And I was showing him, where I was in Hawthorne. He says, hey, on the ways, right under it says Hustler Casino. He goes, you were just going to do a drive-by, and you knew the Hustler Casino was in the area. That's where you were going to go, huh? And I said, oh, please, come on. What's wrong with you? You've only known me for 45 years. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, Foosh is great. Not great, but he's on the road to recovery.
Yes.
And he's going to have a full recovery. He'll be back here in no time. If you want to go to the GoFundMe, man, he could certainly use some help right now.
And the other silver lining is, it's a great opportunity for him to see how much people love him.
Exactly.
How much and how many people love him.
Yeah, we goof on him, but we goof on everybody.
Absolutely.
But he is family.
If we don't, then you got to be worried.
That's right. So under GoFundMe, it's listed as supporting Stefan the Foosh, Foosh. I can't imagine there's a ton of people on GoFundMe with the Foosh. listed in the title.
And honestly, kind of like you pointed out, but without the necessary reverence, the fact that you did what you did and driving down there, not even knowing exactly where you were going at first, but that to me is Sharon told me that you had gone down there, I almost started crying just right there on the phone, dude, because I can't. That act alone is sorry. It's been a hard day.
I got it.
That act alone is a true evidence of why people care about you. Because that hearing your voice and the way that you are on the air and what you did last night, I always tell people, man, it's what you hear on the air is who he is.
Buddy, you are the best. You are absolutely the best. And this is a big family. And look, Crozier, it's Crozier, right? We would have done it for anybody, even people who aren't here anymore. If we found out that Aaron Benmosh was missing, or Chris Little, or anybody that worked here, anybody that does work here, it's your second family. And for a lot of people, it's their first family.
Truly is. Everybody talks about, the demise of radio, and it ain't what it was, but what is still here, and especially as long as I've been here and been in radio, and it is a prime example of the familial, we're all in it together.
That's right.
And the love that we all have for each other and the camaraderie. It is a true testament to that.
It really is. It really is. iHeart and everybody upstairs was very supportive. Everybody, couldn't believe this happened. They all want to help somehow. I must have texted 50 people who work here at iHeart, and every single one of them, without exception, how can I help?
And shout out to Angel. She was a part of all of us trying to piece this thing together.
Oh, yeah.
She was a huge part of it. Using her skills that she does and looking up the accident report and trying to figure it out. Was this it? And So shout out to Angel as well.
And Angel, what's really bizarre about this is you may have reported on that incident.
Yeah.
Well, it happened at the time of the day where I wasn't reporting on KFI at that time, but Jenny Harmon is. And so I reached out to her and I asked her if she remembered that wreck. And she's like, absolutely, it was terrible. And I told her it was Fooshy.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh my gosh, she talked about it for some time because it was just so horrific and caused such a terrible drive for the 105. And yeah.
It was 105 eastbound to the 110 northbound.
Yes.
Yeah, that's horrible. All right, we'll get some more news on us, but God bless that Steph Foosh, his mom and dad, beautiful, beautiful family.
Hug your loved ones.
Yeah, man, it was a really.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
A really tough night.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you missed any part of the first segment, if you want to go back and listen to it, Steph Foosh got into a radical accident, and he's going to be in the hospital for some time, and then the long road to recovery. So we put together a GoFundMe. It's on GoFundMe website, and it's listed under the Foosh, Foosh.
Yeah, you just go and GoFundMe. Type in Foosh. It'll come up.
Yeah, I wonder if how many people on GoFundMe are listed under the Foosh. Probably zero. Probably just the one guy.
Currently, we have $2,045 raised.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, I could probably take him to, once he's better, of course, take him to Del Mar and double that pretty quickly, Although, we could zero out and get bit at the wire as well. So that could be a problem.
Actually, I have a more current number.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, $5,014.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. It went from 2,000 10 minutes ago to 5,000?
Yep.
Wait, I'm going to write that number down. What an audience. God almighty. I think they like Steph Foosh more than anybody around here. All right, what is the, let me see. What is the current number?
The current number is $5,014.
Okay, that's unbelievable. All right. And this guy, we don't know, obviously what he has insurance-wise or money saved up. I can't imagine, a ton of dough, but any little bit helps. But that is great, man. This audience, of course, you've been around longer than I have. But every time we do a charity event or anything to raise money for anybody who's down and out, this audience always shows up.
I think it's like what we were talking about before. It's just like, as long as I've been here, that connection with our audience helps us have the connection with each other. So I think they just feed each other, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, we have the Canyon fire is still burning out of control. The evacuation updates, we'll get into that. Also, the water in the North Valley, that's not around, so that might be quite a bit until we, not Caltrans, the Department of Water and Power can put that back together. That's going to be a big deal as well. They said today, but I think we all know what's going on. That might be quite a while. My guess, because I was born and raised here in Southern California, my guess is that we're going to have water probably around Thanksgiving for this crew out there. Maybe Halloween, but I've been around long enough to know you're going to enjoy your Thanksgiving with a big, fresh gulp of water out there. All right, let's get right. All right, the Canyon fire. The Canyon fire. Here's an update just moments ago. What's going on there with the Canyon fire out northwest of Lake Castaic here?
Progress being made, but first let me tell you, air quality is an issue. You'll hear from a doctor who's got common sense advice for you if you're going to be venturing out. But as Chris Christie mentioned, firefighters are making progress.
Oh, good. Okay, progress on the Canyon fire.
As firefighters continue to get the upper hand on the Canyon fire, residents were telling us they were relieved that the flames did not come down to their homes. In the Hasley Canyon area, homes were still standing with flames burning off in the distance.
It's been a long night, and just watching the fire, watching it coming up right up there on that hill. Firefighter said, "You're okay at this time. We've got this."
One resident wasn't so lucky. Rod Meyer lost a few outbuildings in the fire, but firefighters, he says, saved his home.
Got my golf cart and went down to call the fire department and said, "Hey, please get some water up here." And they came up and they pulled all that metal apart and sprayed a bunch of water on it and got this all wet and saved.
The smoke generated by the flames has affected the air quality in Los Angeles and Ventura counties. The latest from the South Coast Air Quality Management District, the agency that monitors the air we breathe. It reports the area of the Canyon fire. The air quality is unhealthy.
Oh, boy.
The Martins stay behind to take care of their animals, including Izzy, their miniature pony.
Oh.
Once they saw blue skies today, they say it got easier to breathe.
This morning it was the worst because no wind last night. It just laid down like a blanket over all the homes, and it was really bad.
Can you feel the difference?
Oh, 100% now. Yeah, the wind's picked up a little bit and blown a little bit away, and it's lifted up, so it's much easier to breathe out here.
It was pretty bad. It was hard to breathe, and then, when I came out a little while ago, it was much easier because the wind had picked up.
Dr. Ryan Gill is with Dignity Health. His advice, if you don't have to go outside, don't.
Okay, there's your advice. If you don't have to go outside, don't. All right, remember President Biden used to say that. Don't. And if he were here today in L.A., he would say don't. Don't. All right, we're going to take a break here. We'll come back with more of the fire, more of the water outage and the heat. And we're going to have a hot weekend here in Southern California. And our own Steph Foosh, up to over 5,000.
6,000.
6,000 now.
And great contributions from people that we know, Tim Lynn, people that I know. I posted it on my social, and people who've never met him that live on the East Coast that I went to high school with have contributed. Just amazing.
Tim Lynn, I think it's public information if it's listed on the site.
Yeah.
Donated $500. And which makes me a little crazy because I called him a week ago and asked him to borrow money to go to the track, and he said he was having a tight month.
Maybe he had a good day.
I guess so. Wow. All right. Thanks. Tim Lynn, $500.
Our own Morgan Cook, she donated $50.
Oh, that's great.
It's so cool to see.
Up to $6,000 already. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's listed under GoFundMe as the Foosh. Well, there's more of it, but just FOOSH.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
You'll be able to find that pretty quickly.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
Raising money for our own Steph Foosh, who got into a radical accident.
Unbelievable. And the fact that we got video.
Yeah, and his car, I don't know what he has insurance-wise, but his car was burned to the ground. And he has one of those Priuses with the batteries in it, so when the fire department comes out, they got to be very careful with that. Alex Michelson is with us. He's leaving Fox, and I think he's going to be the main anchor for CNN. Alex, how you, bub?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
It's
Ding dong with you.
All right, it's not the main anchor for CNN. What about Fox?
I'm not allowed to say yet. I will say when I can. I will call you for yes.
Right. No, we were thinking it was you, Gary, and Shannon. Gassy. Gary, Shannon, and Alex. GASE.
I thought that I was coming to work with you to be your sidekick. But I guess
please.
guess you didn't want that. No.
Bloody, I love our relationship the way it is right now. It's great.
Stay arm's distance.
It's great. It really is.
Once a week for 5 minutes.
That's hey, it works. It works so far.
A lot of relationships would be better if that was.
That's right. That's right. It'd be a lot of laughs and a lot of see you next week.
Yeah.
What's so man? We got the water problem going on in the North Valley. We got the fire. We got the heat. There is plenty of news going on.
There's plenty of news, and the mayor of Los Angeles is at the center of all of it, and she's our guest this week on the issue is.
Oh, good.
I mean, you think about what a week between the ICE raids, or I should say the federal immigration raids this week. Right. President Trump attacking her by name, the Olympics, the water stuff. She's kind of right at the heart of it, with some people really loving her and some people having a really adverse response to her too.
Yes. And where does that line up percentage-wise? Who loves her and who has a problem with her? Is it about even, Steven?
Well, from a political perspective, she's in a significantly better political position now than she was 3 or 4 months ago. These immigration raids have been very good for her politically. And kind of a reminder to a lot of folks in the city of Los Angeles, which is, of course, more Democratic than larger Southern California region, and more Democratic than the state as a whole, she's a Democrat who's against Donald Trump, and that's good politics right now in the city of Los Angeles.
There you go. All right, so she's the big guest tonight on The Issue Is at 10:30.
Yes.
Is she your only guest for the hour?
She's our guest, yes.
All right.
Exactly.
As Larry King would say, Brad Pitt for the hour on CNN.
Yeah.
So you're leaving Fox. When is your last day at Fox?
My last day is a week from today, next Friday.
Really? It's that quickly? They threw you out that quickly, huh?
Yeah, they just threw me out. Yeah.
Wow.
No. It's been very nice. Everybody here has been, the bosses have been great. And been very accommodating, and it's very cool that they're letting me say goodbye. Next week we're going to have like a goodbye episode of The Issue Is. That does not really happen that much in broadcasting, and so I feel very fortunate and I'm grateful for that.
You're lucky. They usually just fire you and then start rumors about you,
Exactly. Or you just disappear off the air and they pretend like you never existed and you're just gone, and people wonder what happened to that person.
But they can't do that anymore because of social media. Before social media, they could fire you and not tell anybody where you went. But because social media, you'll have more numbers on social media, perhaps some nights, than you have viewers. Sorry. And then you can go you can go to social media and tell everybody where you're going to be. And they understand the power of that, so they can't be rude to people and be dismissive like that, like they were in the past.
I put out a post on Instagram and a post on Twitter this week, and combined, I think it got 600,000 or 700,000 views.
Wow!
Just the post announcing that. So yeah,
that's great.
That's higher ratings than we get for the TV show, unfortunately. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Obviously, a guy on his way out, ridiculing ratings.
I'm not. No, I mean it's the truth. It's higher than you get for your radio
That's
show,
right.
right? I mean, it's
That's
just
right.
It's just the way it is.
That's the way social media is. Yes, you're exactly right, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. I'm sorry we're pressed for time here, but we went over on our first segment talking about Steph Foosh. I know you send your love to him. I know you know him.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just a radical, horrible accident.
That's horrible. Yeah, I hope we can, and if we can be helpful to try to figure out in any way, let us know.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right, buddy, I appreciate it. The issue is tonight, 10:30 on Fox.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Ding
thanks,
dong
man.
with you.
Ding dong with you. All right, Kiki is with us. Bellio took the day off. She was very emotional about what happened last night, but Kiki is with us. Kiki.
She's running down the hall.
All right.
There she is right here.
She's keeping an eye on the numbers with.
I'm here.
What do we got on GoFundMe?
Okay, it's updating. $10,074.
Holy Christ. Are you kidding me?
Nope.
$10,074. Wow. This guy's going to retire.
And again, it's amazing to see the names of some of these people that, you know a little, you know a lot, and you don't know it all.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are donating like $500.
This guy's going to get a condo in Maui. You know, say screw KFI. He's moving to Maui.
Yeah, can we slow down a little bit?
Yeah, wow, that's unbelievable. All right, we are live. Thank you to the audience doing that. It really means a lot to us, and obviously to Steph Foosh, who's going to have a long road in front of him.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you're just tuning in, our own Steph Foosh is down. He got into a radical accident. He's the guy who helps produce the show. He's also our board op here. One of the sweetest men you'll ever meet.
Absolutely.
Very kind dude. Just recently ran into a lady friend and had that going on. So you know what it's like when you're single.
Forward.
That's right. When you're single.
And
what is that, Angel?
I was going to say, and a champion hot dog eater in Burbank.
That's right. 11 hot dogs last hot dog day without a contest or a competition. Just casually choking down 11 hot dogs. That's unbelievable. And it looks like we've raised almost $1,000 per hot dog. Almost at $11,000 here for Steph Foosh.
On GoFundMe, if you do a search, just go to GoFundMe.com and just put in the search Foosh. It's pretty phonetic, Foosh, and you'll find it.
Rick Chambers, who started in Los Angeles in 1992. He told me a great story. He's with KTLA. He told me a great story. He started on a Monday in 1992. On Wednesday, the riots break out. He was here. Wait. Crozier, you were with
I was on
Clear
Coast.
Channel, right?
Yeah, I was on Coast.
So Rick Chambers starts on a Monday, and on a Wednesday, the riots break out. That's his welcome to Los Angeles.
I remember watching all of that when I was in the station when it was all happening in Koreatown.
He was on NBC then, and then he went over to, I think he went over to KCAL for a while. Now he's with KTLA. But tonight at 10 o'clock, he came in. I've known him forever. I've known him since, the days of KLSX.
Look at you.
Very nice guy. Very nice man. Rick Chambers. He's the one that helped us out when we had that whole David Cash story when Sharice Iverson was killed up on State Line. And he's the one that came in and started the publicity for that locally. So I will always have a warm place in my heart for that man.
I remember when he first started out, he was on TV. Me and my friends that worked at Coast, we saw him and we go, oh, my God, they hired a superhero.
That's great. Yeah, he does. He looks like Superman.
He does.
But that's going to be 10 o'clock tonight on Channel 5 on KTLA. Rick Chambers came in with his, I think it was Eden, his cameraman, came in as well. And so tonight on Channel 5 at 10 o'clock. And be sure to watch that. We're going to put that on social media as well and see if we can get some publicity for this young man. This young man had the worst week of his life.
Our Catalina's Club, which we have our little pastathon every year. The man in charge of that, the Bruno Serrato, is the man who owns the White House in Anaheim. He donated a few $100s as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's unbelievable the amount of people listen, the amount of people that donate, and Steph Foosh is going to break down when he hears that number.
Every time I go to look at it, it's a little hard for me I got to choke it back too.
Yeah,
it's an amazing thing to see.
It really is great. So tonight, Channel 5 at 10 o'clock, Rick Chambers is doing a story on Steph Foosh. So if you want to take a look at that, We may or may not have pictures of Steph Foosh in the hospital bed. May or may not. We're looking to get those, but I understand if he doesn't want to do that.
Man, the silver lining, the reaction he's going to have seeing this and the outpouring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting in bed in a hospital and turning on KTLA and like, oh, wait, that's me.
Hang on.
But we still got to find those 3 guys. If you know any of those 3 guys who helped save Steph Foosh's life, please let us know through social media. You can contact us, conwayshow@iheartmedia.com. There are 3 gentlemen. They're clearly visible on our social media that pulled Steph Foosh out before his car caught fire. If they didn't do that, this would have been a very different show today.
I just got a notice right now that Foosh is in his 2nd surgery now and in the ICU.
Okay.
And a woman who tied a tourniquet on him as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the woman that did that and the 3 guys that dragged him out of his car, you saved this man's life.
Yeah.
You saved Steph Foosh's life.
They were about to call it at one point, I think.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right. We're live. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just quickly, with all the terrible things that are going on in the world, it's people like the ones that helped out Fooshy that just remind you how many good people there still are out there.
That's right. That's exactly right. You crystallized my thoughts. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.